Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference reaction ahead of Manchester United's game against Everton. Obviously Solskjaer did the press conference yesterday. I'll give you all the questions he was asked and I'll give you all his responses to them questions. So this was the first question: how do you build on the ending of the game on Wednesday night? And a lot of people have said it might have masked a disappointing overall performance. Do you give any thought to that? Ollie's response was, we've done that so many times at this club, come back at the end of tight games. Difficult games. We played against a very good team and we dominated possession. We were a bit too open on the counter-attack. We've got to accept that we have to defend better. But the boost and energy you get in the group after a win like this has to be built on. Then again, it's a very, very quick turnaround. It's a different turnaround from last year when we played Wednesday night against Istanbul Başakşehir in Turkey. And Saturday morning, still, the players are not going to get caught out. We've got to start like we finished on Wednesday night. So that was Ollie's response to that question. So this was the second question. You mentioned there that you have been a bit too open on the counter-attack at times. It does feel at times that some teams seem to be able to break from defence into attack with real speed and ease at times. How problematic is that for you in terms of being dominant in the opposition half but also keeping the door closed at the back? Ollie's response was, that's the challenge that we're facing more and more. That's what we've got to be better at. We want to be in that position that players give us that respect. We need to win the ball quickly, make better decisions, as I've said, win the ball back quicker. There's so many things that you've got to do right. Lock it down. Be organised behind the ball. The transitions game in football with pitches, how nice they are now compared to 10-20 years ago as well. The ball moves so rapidly up and down that pitch. Sometimes it looks like a handball game. It's a win it and rush forward, get a finish off and start again. As I said before the Villarreal game, the Aston Villa game had 45 minutes of effective playing time, which is one of the lowest I've seen in any game that we've played. We need to build more pressure in their half with more movement, of course. That's loads of things, we can discuss it all day long. So that was Ollie's response to that. So this was the next question that was asked to him. Talking about moving the ball fast, I've been reading that Cristiano has told you the team need to move the ball faster to get the best out of him. Ollie's response was, oh yeah, that's another one. What can you answer to that? What we speak about is between us, but we've not had that discussion, to put it that way. Obviously Cristiano Ronaldo, he scored the winning goal against Villarreal in the 95th minute of stoppage time. Solskjaer did come out and say that he was grateful to Ronaldo for the winner, but he said Manchester United were lucky. You know, Ronaldo scored 5 goals in 5 games for Man United, and it was his 178th appearance in the Champions League. We can't just keep relying on Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, it said not so long ago that Ronaldo wants to retire at Man United, then coach Cristiano Jr. in the Red Devils youth team. Prior to the Aston Villa game, Solskjaer said he believes that Ronaldo can keep playing for Manchester United into his 40s. He's 36 at the moment. Ronaldo's already hinted that he's looking to stay at Man United beyond his current contract. Ronaldo's under contract with Man United till 2023. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week. He's the highest earner at Man United. He wears the number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included, but he's done really well since he's re-signed. Now, this was the next question. This is regarding Van der Beek. Donny van der Beek didn't look too happy during the game against Villarreal, and there was a picture of him throwing his gun when Fred was substituted on. Do you understand his frustration, and where does he stand now in terms of playing time at Man United? All his response was, I manage a squad full of international footballers, competitive footballers who want to make a difference, want to play. They all want to be on the pitch, of course they do. Donny was ready to come on. As all the players should be, I've been a sub more than anyone at this club probably. I must have the record appearances as a sub. You have to be ready all the time. I've not been happy a few times. Alex was coming off as a left back and Fred did that job well. I understand his frustration, of course. Every player is keen to play, but that's got to be filled into energy and some determination for when you come on and then you show me. That's not just Donny, but all the players. I got a squad full of internationals, and if we are going to be successful together, we need to have positive energy. We can't have sulkers. Donny has never ever affected his teammates negatively. I want to have that said. As soon as I see players affected negatively, I'd probably be a bit firmer as well. So that was all his response to that question. Now, obviously reports came out recently saying that Donny van der Beek was visually furious with Solskjaer as he was left on the bench in Man United's win over Villarreal. And he said Donny van der Beek will try to force a January transfer away from Man United following his Villarreal meltdown. I've said, Solskjaer has got to start Donny van der Beek, especially in the Premier League. He isn't getting enough game time. Van der Beek played the full 90 minutes against West Ham in the Carabao Cup the other week, and he put a very good performance out, despite Man United losing that game. Van der Beek started against Young Boys in the Champions League a couple of weeks ago, but Van der Beek got taken off at half-time in that game, and I heavily criticised Solskjaer for that because Van der Beek was our best player in the first half of that game. The other week, Don Hutchinson told Donny van der Beek that he must leave Man United to save his career, and a few weeks ago Paul Ince came out and said that Van der Beek has got absolutely no chance of staying at Man United. Solskjaer rejected Van der Beek's exit because it did mention that Everton were close to signing him on loan. A few weeks ago, Van der Beek told Solskjaer his best position. Van der Beek reckons he'd be best served operating as a number 6 or as a number 8, and don't forget, Van der Beek spoke about his Man United future in an exclusive interview with Ferdinand, and a few weeks ago, Van der Beek's agent did a lot of talking. But this season is Van der Beek's second full season at Man United. Like I've said, I haven't really had much of a perception on him at Man United, but in general he's a good player. He was very good at Ajax. We got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Anyway, So this was the next question that was asked to Ollie. I just wanted to ask you if there is any team news. Is there any fresh injury problems, or is anybody back from the squad? And you had on Wednesday night. Ollie's response was, no, Luke Shaw feels better in himself. He's been ill, but he has the shoulder injury, so we have to make a decision on him. Marcus Rashford trained fully again with contact this morning. There were tackles flying in on him, but he seems okay, which was nice to see. Apart from that, Harry Maguire is still out and Ahmad still out, so we didn't lose anyone on Wednesday night. So this was the next question. Just one on Cristiano Ronaldo. Having been here for such a short space of time, how is the impact he has off the pitch on the players around him and the staff as well, to an extent? Ollie's response was, he's had a great impact both on and off the pitch. How professional he is. Of course, the goals, 5 goals in 5 games, says everything. At his age, he's still fit, and of course you've got to manage him. We need to make sure that we can keep that going with this form. He's been a very good example for everyone in how he conducts himself. It's been a very, very good impact so far, and it's only been a month, and long may it come. So that was Ollie's response to that question. So this was the next question. De Gea seems to have rediscovered his form, which is great to see. I just wonder, from what you said about every player needing to be ready, what impact that has on Dean Henderson. He was obviously fighting for that first spot last season. Is that the same scenario? Will you be able to give him the game time that he requires to continue his development? Ollie's response was, yeah, both Dean and Tom are ready to play well, called upon. The application, his training has been very good. Of course, Dean has had problems with COVID, but he's past that now and played well against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. I'm very pleased with them, but David has done really well as a manager. You like your goalkeeper not having anything to do, but when he's had something to do with, he's done really well. I'm very pleased for him, very, very pleased. So that was Ollie's response to that question. Yeah, got to agree with Solskjaer, you know, De Gea has done really well so far this season. He did very, very well against Villarreal on Wednesday night. He made some fantastic saves. He kept us in that game, especially in the first half. You know, De Gea has obviously reclaimed his number 1 spot back. We know De Gea is staying at Manchester United for at least this season. Because obviously when it was the summer, he said De Gea decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place, and it said De Gea is determined to fight for his Man United future. This season is De Gea's 11th season at Man United, so he's been a long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. He has made mistakes in the last couple of years, De Gea, and he's been heavily criticised for that, but obviously so far this season he's made up from them mistakes. De Gea's got like under 2 years left on his contract, or is it 2 years, and he receives £375,000 a week. Obviously Dean Henderson, like Solskjaer mentioned, yeah, he was out for a while with the COVID. And yeah, I've got to agree with Solskjaer, did do well in the Carabao Cup against West Ham. He said the other week that Dean Henderson wants a loan move away from Man United as David De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. But Dean Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. You know, his distribution was very good and made some very good saves, and he kept a lot of clean sheets as well. Before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. And he's got that experience behind him because he endured 2 loans at Sheffield United and he's had other loan spells before. So like I say, he's gained that experience. And Tom Heaton, obviously we brought him in on a free from Aston Villa. We brought him in as a backup. You know, Heaton signed a 2-year contract with Man United with an option of a third year. To Tom Heaton's credit, he did really, really well in pre-season before the start of the Premier League season, didn't he? Anyway, this was the final question of the press conference. Seeing Liverpool play on Sunday, having played in the Champions League on Tuesday, and you played on Wednesday, and now you've got a game on 12:30. Have you been given any explanation for that? You're talking about the best part of 48 hours and a big disadvantage. Ollie's final response was absolutely no explanation. Well, it's TV, it's absolutely no common sense at all. We had the same scenario last year when we were in Turkey. Came back and played Everton, of course. The players aren't going to let the disadvantage happen. We're not going to get that joy again beating Everton that we had last year without working hard. We have to make it happen. It's not like, well, we did it last year, so it's going to happen again. The crowd's got to help that important, and I know they will. Chelsea played Wednesday night and we could easily have played Sunday, and Liverpool City one should have been a Saturday one. Common sense might not be so common, unfortunately, but that's for another day. So that was our response to that one. So yeah, that was everything that was mentioned in the press conference. Now, we are coming into this game on the back of a 2-1 win against Villarreal in the Champions League. Like I said, for the vast majority of that game, we was poor, but all that matters is we got the win. And it was good to see Man United get back to winning ways, because obviously prior to that game against Villarreal, we lost 3 of our last 4 games in all competitions. And it was good to see Man United get revenge on Villarreal from last season's Europa League final, because last season Villarreal beat Man United in the Europa League final 11-10 on penalties. Obviously we lost our last league game against Aston Villa 1-0 at Old Trafford, and it was the first time Aston Villa won at Old Trafford in 12 years. I'm expecting Man United to beat Everton today though. Like I said, the last time Everton beat us at Old Trafford was back in 2013. It was a late goal from Oviedo. We beat Everton comfortably in pre-season at Old Trafford 4-0. That was our final pre-season friendly game. This fixture last season at Old Trafford was 3-3. We threw that game away. Obviously Everton overcame a 2-goal deficit. De Gea made 2 mistakes in that game and he got heavily criticised for that. We beat Everton at Goodison Park last season 3-1. We came from behind in that game. Solskjaer was under serious pressure going into that game. If we hadn't have beaten Everton at Goodison last season, there'd been a very good chance that Solskjaer would have been sacked. We're beating them in the EFL Cup quarter-final last season at Goodison Park 2-0. Everton the other week lost 3-0 to Aston Villa. They also got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by QPR on penalties. Everton are sitting, fifth in the Premier League at the moment. Everton's manager is Rafa Benitez. Everton appointed him in the summer. He's got a contract with Everton until 2023. I think Rafa Benitez will do really well at Everton because he's a good manager. He's got a good pedigree behind him. You know, he has won a lot of trophies in his managerial career. When Rafa Benitez was at Newcastle, he won the championship with them and got them up to the Premier League. Rafa Benitez did end up resigning as Newcastle manager. Rafa Benitez also won the Europa League when he managed Chelsea. Rafa Benitez managed Liverpool a lot of years ago, and when he was there, he won the Champions League with Liverpool, the Super Cup, the FA Cup, and the Charity Shield. Rafa Benitez also has managed a lot of other clubs, but like I've said, I can't remember all of the clubs, he has managed. Rafa Benitez has made a few signings since he became Everton manager. Obviously, he's inheriting some players that Carlo Ancelotti brought in. Because obviously, before Rafa Benitez, Everton had Carlo Ancelotti. Ancelotti's a good manager as well. He's won like 15 major trophies in his managerial career. Ancelotti left Everton at the end of last season to return to Real Madrid. Before Ancelotti, they had Duncan Ferguson. He came in temporarily. Before that, they had Marco Silva. Everton were very inconsistent under Marco Silva. And that's the reason Everton sacked him. At one point, Everton had Roberto Martinez, and I've got to make an admission, they was very consistent under him. And at one point, Everton had David Moyes. He was a long-serving manager at Everton. He enjoyed like an 11-year tenure with them. Everton have got a pretty decent squad as well. Obviously, they've got Townsend. They got him in the summer transfer window. They've also got Demarai Gray. They got him in this year's summer transfer window. They've also got Anthony Gordon. Everton have also got Decore. I think they got him from Watford. Definitely one of Everton's key players is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I don't think he'll be playing in this game because he's out with injury. That's bad news from an Everton perspective. Man United have been linked with Dominic Calvert-Lewin before, but it said a while ago that if Everton were to sell him, they'd want at least 80 million. Another one of Everton's key players is Richie Arledson. He's actually out with injury, so that's also more bad news for Everton. Everton have also got Alex Iwobi as well. I think he could be involved in this game. Everton have also got Andrea Gomez. He's been out with injury. Andrea Gomez is injury prone. He sustained some bad injuries at Everton. Everton have also got Rondon as well. They've got Allen. They brought him in last year from Napoli. They brought Allen in under the Carlo Ancelotti era. They've also got Ben Godfrey as well. They brought him in from Norwich last year. Carlo Ancelotti also brought him in. Everton have also got Fabian Delph. He's out with injury. Lucas Digne, yeah, he's a very good left back. I think he'll be in contention to play today. Michael Keane, he's one of Everton's centre halves. If he does play today, then he'll be reuniting with Man United because Michael Keane is a former Man United player. Yerry Mina, he's another one of Everton's centre halves and he's quite good. Holgate, I think he's another one of Everton's defenders. That's Mason Holgate, by the way. They've got Seamus Coleman. He's been out with injury. He's still playing for Everton. Everton's first choice goalkeeper is Jordan Pickford. To be fair, Jordan Pickford did very well in the Euros and he did well in the 2018 World Cup. Pickford's also been out with injury. Another one of Everton's goalkeepers is Begovic. They brought him in the summer transfer window. I think they got him from Stoke. And another one of their goalkeepers is Olsen. They brought Olsen in under Carlo Ancelotti. So there you go. Everton have lost quite a few players. Obviously, they lost James Rodriguez not so long ago. I think they'll be disappointed that he left because James Rodriguez made an impact when he was at Everton. They also lost Moise Keane. And Kundu also left them. Theo Walcott, he's another one that left them. He went to Southampton. Quite a few years ago, Everton lost to Joshua Gay. He went to PSG from Everton. So there you go. And we've done transfer business with Everton over the years, like I mentioned on the preview, and that we got Lukaku off them back in 2017. Lukaku enjoyed a couple of years with us. Obviously, we offloaded Lukaku to Inter Milan, did well at Inter Milan. Now, obviously, Lukaku's back at Chelsea and he's doing really well so far since he's gone back. We got Fellaini off Everton back in 2013. We had Fellaini for 6 years. And we got Wayne Rooney off Everton back in 2004, and Wayne Rooney enjoyed 13 years with us. He's our all-time record scorer with 253 goals, don't forget. So there you go. Obviously after Everton we do play Leicester, then after Leicester in the league it's Liverpool. So tough games are coming up. Obviously yesterday I gave you the news on Edinson Cavani. Reports have come out and said that Real Madrid want Edinson Cavani on loan in January. Real Madrid wanted Cavani in the summer transfer window, but the club failed to make a move happen. Real Madrid will wait until next summer for their main attacking targets, Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe. Barcelona could reignite their interest in Cavani in January because Barcelona try to get him on deadline day in the summer transfer window. I can't say I want Cavani to leave us though because he has made an impact since he's come in. He really, really has. Cavani has got a good pedigree behind him. Obviously, he won a lot of trophies when he was at PSG, and he was a long-serving player at PSG, so he remained loyal to them for a long time. Cavani's in his second season with Man United. Back in May, Cavani signed a 1-year contract extension, and he's on over £200,000 a week. Cavani's obviously now got under a year left on his contract at Man United, but Cavani's lost his place in the team anyway, with us obviously re-signing Cristiano Ronaldo. So anyway guys, I'll be on for the match reaction later on. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.